One thing we should point out is that when you do put yourself back out there, when you are dating online, and you probably already experienced it, your confidence is going to get tested over and over and
Yes.
over again. And that's just
Yeah.
part of the process, the rejection.
Yeah.
Did you push record?
Thanks again for tuning in to Second Act TV. Lisa Copeland is joining me, I'm so happy to say, for one more segment on finding love after 50. Lisa, thanks so much for joining me again.
Oh, fun, fun, fun. I always love talking with you, Silky. It's great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I love talking with you, and we'll link to our first two segments. Lisa, of course, is best known as the dating coach for women after 50. She is a best-selling author, and she's a regular contributor to Huffington Post. I didn't say that before. So you're all over there. You've given advice to women, for quite a few years now, and which is greatly appreciated. And as we were talking off camera, I was asking you, what are some of the biggest challenges right now, especially with a lot of our recent changes? And you brought up the key word, the C word, confidence.
Yes, confidence.
Especially after 50, how do you coach women? How do you what advice do you offer to build up that confidence to get back out there and go after what we want?
So I remember when I came out of a 24-year marriage, and I took, by the way, when you come out of a relationship, especially a long marriage, you do want to take time to heal, even if you were the initiator, because you've got to get yourself back. You've got to cut those heart ties. I remember going on one of my very first dates, and I was with a guy, and somebody from our Major League Baseball team walked into the restaurant. And I'm with another guy, and what am I thinking? Oh my God, my ex would have loved this. He would have loved seeing this baseball player. And so that is so important to take time. The first thing with your confidence is heal your heart, get yourself back, because for so many years, even if you're in a 2-year relationship, this happens, you forget what you like. And as women, we have a tendency to give up things about ourselves, and we get over involved in a guy's life, and we say yes, yes, yes. And I guess part of your confidence is going to come from learning to honor yourself and learning to honor what you want, and don't give it up, because men are attracted to your passions. And what we do is we give ourselves up when we get in a relationship. And then that's why sometimes relationships fall out, because you're not the same person. You're actually now Miss or Mrs. Him. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. And before that's misconstrued by anybody watching, it's that's something again I had to really become aware of, because I before again I met Paul, there was, I dated some other people and who were much different. And yeah, when I look back at that now, what I was really changing in myself or wanting to like, it would have been disastrous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So this is
So
nothing
we
to
have,
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say it has nothing to do with intelligence or weak or strong. It's just it's what we do. Most of us, some women hopefully have learned.
Because we grew up with gender roles where we watched our grandmother give our grandfather the best food first, and all these kinds of things, and they gave themselves up. The man was bringing, this is DNA coding, the man was bringing home what kept their family alive, so she made sure he got the best so he could keep the family
Absolutely.
together. And so she didn't really have her own life, but we have that opportunity now. So it's really important that you honor yourself, and you really find what you love to do again. Things you haven't done in a long time, find what you love to do. So that's the first thing. So then you have to become aware of what is great about you. Because when you're coming out of a long marriage, probably no one said to you, oh, you're so pretty, or oh, you're so great at this. You got into patterns, you got into habits, and you really forget. You're usually coming out at the age So many people come out after a 24 years, 25-year marriage. That's when men are changing. We're changing. The empty nest is coming around. And we've blended as that couple and we've forgotten what's so important to us. So you want to remember what's so good for you and what is so wonderful for you. So when I work with clients, I have them make lists of what they love or are grateful for about their physical body. So that's really hard for them because they go, oh, I don't look like I did when I was 20. And we look in the mirror and we compare ourselves all the time and we could see pictures. The thing is, when you're going out to meet a man, he doesn't know what you look like at 20. He only knows what you look like now. And in fact, when I was going with a man, we were together about 2 years, and I showed him a picture of when I was 16, but I didn't say this was me. I said, oh, look at this picture. And he said, who was that? He didn't even recognize me because we changed.
Yeah.
So it's important to come to where you are today for appreciating. Now, I love the Queen's wave. You know how she goes like this? Well, that's because we all get this jiggly stuff in our arms and we hate it. So what you want to do instead is, if you can't love it, you want to be grateful for it. And you want to say, I'm so grateful. I have arms that can hug the man I love or the people I love. That's a whole different way of appreciating your body. And it's really important to do that. We as women have a tendency, we can look in the mirror and we can see every single flaw we have. But men do not pick you apart like that. Men like you as you are, or they don't. So don't point it out to men. Like, don't say, what do you think of my cellulite? Does it showing? And they're not even seeing it. They just like the whole you, and we sabotage ourselves. The other thing you want to do to have your confidence back is when you say one of those negative Nelly sayings about yourself, tell yourself 3 really good things about yourself. And that's important. You're breaking a habit. Or put a little rubber band on your wrist and snap it, because what you're doing when you're hammering yourself all the time is you are hammering your psyche. Yeah. And that rubber bands will remember this is the pain that you're doing to your psyche. We don't even realize that. And that's what takes our confidence down. So, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you make such great points. Yeah, the negative self-talk, then it's fun. Again, we just did a video on negative self-talk, and Paige brought up so many things that you just don't think about unless you listen to these types of conversations and you realize, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing to myself.
Yeah, this is what we're really, really doing to ourselves. The other thing you want to do is go buy 3 outfits that make you feel amazing. So when I started dating after that 24-year marriage, I was like a soccer mom. I had a bunch of t-shirts, a bunch of jeans, and these fake Birkenstocks, and I just thought I was the bomb. Yeah, I was a bomb, all right. But I remember the first date, I was gonna go on, and I'm tearing through my closet because I had nothing to wear, and nothing felt good, and nothing made me feel like fantastic and feminine. And so I cried. I just stood there and cried. Mm-hmm. You want to, I was dressing like a soccer mom all the time. I never had to go out and feel feminine again and wear clothes that make you feel feminine. So yes, even though I have a t-shirt on now, I will tell you it has a little flounce at the bottom. I do not have shoes on. But, it has this pretty little lace flounce, and I never had like that stuff. But so you want to wear clothes that make you feel feminine and that make you feel really great, because you don't want to get asked on a date and not know what to wear, which is what I did. And it just took me out, and it took my confidence out. And of course, I didn't get a second date. And I remember even with my hair, I didn't know what to do with my hair, and it was, I looked horrible, but it took out my confidence. So plan ahead, find a couple outfits that feel great, mm-hmm. When you go out there. Makes a big difference.
Yeah, no, it does. It huge difference. And I'm somebody that, Well, I hate to shop.
I do too.
I can't even style myself, and we have a great Scarlett DeBees is one of our expert stylists, and she's great with dressing women after 40, especially for this. Yeah, confidence, huge issue, of course, and it's going to get. I think maybe that's one thing we should point out is that when you do put yourself back out there, when you are dating online, and you probably already experienced it, your confidence is going to get tested over and over and over again, and that's just part of the process, the rejection.
Yeah. Yes. So what I always tell women is they need to have this mantra. The man is not rejecting you personally. You just don't fit the picture of who he thinks he wants. And really, we do that to men too. They don't fit the picture of who we want. And, the key is be kind when you're out there dating. I always say it's like paying it forward. If you're just nice to people and they write to you, right, you can say, thank you for writing. I feel we're not a match, but I wish you well on this journey. I remember having men write me back and say, thank you for your kindness. And it gets paid forward because online dating can be brutal because of that, and it's a candy store on top of it, where this is the problem where people, if anything happens, you're dating and like some little fight comes up, people can leave because I don't want to deal with this. I can go find someone else. But that's not the way to get a relationship. You're always going to have to learn how to deal with things in a relationship.
Exactly. Great point. But that is something that, the rejection can quickly amass. And if you just know to expect it, everybody gets it. I don't care who you are.
Yes.
Anybody that's...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you expect it, and not to have it be a self-fulfilling prophecy, but don't you agree it's just part of the picture? It might hurt just a little. Yeah.
It is part of the picture because women will always tell me, the guys I want to write me don't write me, and the ones that the guys I want don't write me, the guys I don't want write to me, and that's part of the rejection thing, and it's hard. That is hard. I think the biggest thing is with the right dating strategies, and I teach these to my clients as well as the mindset strategies and giving them support. It will help you feel empowered.
Right.
Doing it alone is so hard. I cried all the time. And I swore when I got into this business, any woman I worked with would not sit there and have to cry because she didn't know what to do next. And she felt so crappy about herself because she was getting rejected. And, you want to come to this table and feeling empowered, and that'll help a lot with the rejection.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, Lisa, you have helped thousands of women all over this country, probably all over the world. I don't know where all your clients are. And, we will, of course, link to all of your information to your website. I encourage people to get in touch with you directly because it helps having a coach on your side. Is there anything else you want? Oh, you know what? I have a question. Do you ever work with men? It's only women, right?
I have worked with a couple men, but I do mostly work with women.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But do to our men out there, leave us your questions. I'd also love to hear your take on what you've heard today, because it is no matter who these videos are directed to, male or female, it's it's both of us that need to make it work. So, Lisa, in closing, anything else?
Just really be kinder to yourself, nurture yourself, get your passions back before you get out there and date, because just replacing one person with another person is going to bring you the same issues you had when you went in, that you just left. And be good to yourself. It's just a time to get yourself back if you're not dating. And it'll help you get your confidence in place because you'll learn to love yourself again. And that's where it all starts, is loving and accepting yourself.
Exactly. Well, and on those
You're
words,
amazing.
well, and on those words, we will see you next time on Second Act TV. If there's a topic that you'd like to have us cover, please visit our website, secondact.tv. We have a little suggestion box on the upper right-hand corner of our site. Just click on that, send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. See you next time.